At Personal Plumbing, we believe in delivering only what your family needs when it comes to getting you your hot water. With so many options to choose from these days, how do we know what is best for my home? The first question we always want answered is, are we currently running out of hot water now? If the answer is no, then maybe a tankless hot water heater isn't for me. There are many things you need to consider when deciding on a hot water heater. Answering that simple question is usually the main factor in determining if a tankless heater is right for our family. Once this has been determined, we're now ready to help decide the best water heater option for your family's home. Let's go! Now that we know if you're running out of hot water or you're not, it's now time to go over the good and the bad of tankless water heater ownership. The good far outweighs the bad in most cases. However, you want to still make sure that the investment that comes with the purchase of a tankless water heater is still the best decision for you. Cost is a big thing to consider when it comes to your purchase of a tankless water heater. Your home's water heater is typically the second biggest energy expense in your household, so it only makes sense to think long-term when deciding on the many hot water heater options. A tankless hot water heater usually will be the most expensive installation type of all hot water heaters to consider. This is why it's important to ask the question first, if you're currently running out of hot water. With a tankless hot water heater, when sized and installed correctly by a trained and licensed technician, your chances of ever running out of hot water is unlikely. This is by far the best way to keep your home in hot water. With today's highly energy-efficient heaters, that our condensing units delivering a 98% efficiency rating is almost standard. With the added benefit of internal recirculating hot water pumps, they can now ensure your home not only doesn't run out of hot water, but also gets hot water delivered instantly to those far-away fixtures from the hot water source. These heaters also take up very little space in the home and can be mounted most anywhere, saving space and convenience. With all these benefits, what could be the downside? Let's talk about the downside. We already know tankless water heaters are very expensive to have installed, but they also come with much more components that can go wrong and are much more costly to work on. A tankless water heater must be maintained every year by following the manufacturer's strict guidelines of ownership to maintain their usually much longer warranties. Tankless heaters also run off of power to support their computer components and maintain their operation, making them vulnerable to power outages, leading to no hot water. A tankless water heater must be professionally sized for your home's water use. Houses with large families, taking multiple showers at the same time, doing laundry, and possibly doing dishes, could run into big trouble if the heater sized for your home doesn't meet the flow rate demand and the gas size needed. Be sure to consult a licensed professional like Personal Plumbing when deciding on a hot water heater for your home. Now that we went over a few good and bad of the tankless heaters, let's talk about some other options. Now that we've discussed the good and the bad of a tankless water heater option, you still need to consider your old tank option. Today's water heaters are designed with a more efficient recovery to deliver a quicker tank dump turnaround. This doesn't mean endless hot water, but it isn't like your older tank water heaters that were much slower to recover. Do your due diligence when determining what's best for you, or take our recommended choice of the Bradford White brand. A tank water heater will typically last for a shorter period of time over a tankless water heater, but if maintained properly, it can far exceed its expectancy. Upfront costs of installing a tank water heater are also significantly less. Your typical tank install will be about half the price of a tankless install. The downside to going back to a tank water heater are the following. 1. The tank won't last as long as a tankless. 2. A tank heater can and usually will run out of hot water. 3. Tank heaters take up much more space and are less efficient. So if costs are a concern, or you're currently not running out of hot water, or you do not plan to live very long in your current home, then a tank-style water heater is usually your best choice. But we do have more options to consider. Now that we've gone over your two most likely choices, let's discuss a third option before your final decision. With more and more homes going to a solar source for their electrical consumption, why not consider an electric water heater? Bradford White has put out a great model to consider in their hybrid source of the heat pump, Aerotherm water heater. This heater is designed to run off your home's electric grid, which now being connected to solar, and its first source of its self-producing energy comes from the heat it will induct from the home's area. Makes this the most efficient of all sources of water heat. You will have to plan for the install of this type of heater. You either want to already have solar or plan to be getting it. Knowing this will help decide which size of their 3 models to choose from: 50-gallon, 65-gallon, or 80-gallon. The added benefit of having this type of heater is during the hot summer months, it will use the heat in your garage to suck the heat out and cool your garage, converting that heat into energy. Heat pumps are an awesome way to use energy. You will need to consult your electrician or solar provider when choosing this option. Costs to consider when converting from a gas application to an electric one are as follows. 1. Power from the electric panel. You will need to have 220 power ran from the panel to the new water heater. 2. These heat pump water heaters are usually more expensive than both the tankless and tank-type water heaters. 3. Having qualified technicians to service the water heaters. Since these heaters are relatively newer to the market, they come with less time to know their true benefits and maintenance issues, but as far as the least cost of energy use, you cannot deny this heater its props for cost-effective to operate. You must consider this option when you have, or are considering going solar for your home's hot water needs. Consider all your options, and always do what's best for your family's home. Always talk to a professional helping you decide these choices. And here at Personal Plumbing, we are here to help. Personal Plumbing wants to help you pick the best water heater for your family. Now that we went over some of the options for you, let's discuss the brands we trust and how we can help you get the right one installed in your home today. Our technicians are trained by the manufacturers and certified to both install and repair the brands we recommend, unlike most other plumbing companies, who just sell and install. Personal Plumbing takes pride in training and performing our 5-star services. We guarantee your satisfaction on every install of our trusted brands and stand behind the manufacturer warranties with our own in-house install guarantee of 1 year worry-free. If anything goes wrong, we will take care of it on us first. Let's talk about the brands. Let's recap. We use and trust Naveen condensing tankless water heaters for our tankless water heater source. Living in Southern California, and that Naveen is right in our backyard in Irvine, it makes it an easy decision, with not only best-in-class 15-year warranty on their stainless heat exchangers, but their training center and parts are right here in our local community. The built-in recirculation pumps and buffer tanks make these units your best choice when needing endless hot water, and our trained service technicians installing them for your family. Signature Sales and Bradford White are our choices when it comes to the best source of tank-style water heaters. Their hydrojet technology helps aid in the sediment buildup found in most water heaters. With our hard water we have here, Bradford White's superior product has made installing these heaters a no headache, with far less product install flaws than most brands, and by far the best customer service when it comes to warranties. You can trust Bradford White and Personal Plumbing for your home's hot water needs. When it's time for you to decide which one of these heaters or brands is best for you, we are here and ready to come right out for a free in-home estimate for you to consider. Thank you for watching, and from all of us at Personal Plumbing, we want to be your plumber.